Good evening everyone and welcome to the XRL F5 division stream. A slightly depleted grid this week with a number of faces missing from the action this week. Probably scared of the 100% race. I don't understand what's not to like about that. I mean, 100% round one of the best tracks on the calendar, I don't know. Anyway, 10 drivers take to the grid for round 11 of the F5000 Championship. And in the box for me tonight is Sean Thompson. Good evening, Sean. And qualifying currently looks like this with my shout for the win and my favourite F5 driver, XRL Ozone, currently on provisional pole with the two Irish drivers of Crazy Fish and Lisbon Lions behind, with Jay Pearce 3/10 behind Lisbon Lions in fourth. Then Jolly Pop and Gravedigger is separated by 0.08 of a second, with Clubs an extra 3/10 behind that, and F1X Jelly looking rather slow. But we should expect to see Luke Dawson, ACPX Beast, in the frame as well. So we're going to get out onto the track and firstly, there's 7 minutes left of qualifying, and we're on board with Crazy Fish at the moment. He's on an out lap. Lisbon Lions is on an out lap. I think every car is out on the track at the moment. Oh no, there are a couple in the pits. So we're on board with Jay Pearce, who's I'm not sure how good this lap is, but we'll keep on board. He's just gone through Pouon, run a little bit wide. Don't say it, Sean. Going through. Don't worry. I'm not going to say it again. Now, Jay Pearce seems to be on a bit of a slow lap here as we now run down to Blanchimont. So we'll just see if he boxes. It wouldn't surprise me if he did, because I don't think this is going to be a massive improvement, if any at all. I think this is a good couple of seconds off, actually. We'll just let him go around these final two corners. He really attacks that curve, but does dive into the pit lane. And now on board with Clubs, who seems to be on in lap as well. He's on the primes as well. A lot of the drivers on the prime tyres as F1X Jelly going through the first sector, weaving a little bit, trying to get those tyres up to temperature. It's a cloudy session. Luke Dawson on his first time lap in XRL, ending the first sector, climbing the hill and taking the chicane on, attacking it quite well. And he's also on the prime tyre. A lot of drivers going on the prime in this session.
Track temperature, which would explain why they want to go on the hards to have as little tyre wear as possible for the race.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, 100%. I'm not sure what the best tyre compound is to start on. Sean, your F1 race of the weekend, what would you say?
I'd say make sure you've got a decent HDMI cable for starters.
Hey.
The prime tyres aren't actually that bad. They've got some decent pace in them.
Yeah.
I was quite shocked by the pace I had in the first stint.
There's not a massive differential between the tyres in terms of pace. I think it's about 6-7 tenths at the most, which is quite surprising because it's quite a long lap, so you would think that it would be more like 1.2, 1.3 seconds, but it's not. It's half.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying obviously the options is the way to go, but as far as the race is concerned, I think the prime tyres are definitely the better race tyre.
And a two-stop.
They offer more pace.
Dawson completing his first lap and does a 48.2, good enough for P8 on the grid, which is only 0.8 off the pole time. So these guys and three drivers all separated by a 100th of a second, as I think Luke Dawson doesn't quite know the rules of the game. But we'll let him off this once because I'm a nice guy.
Is this the person you've brought in? Are you sort of feeling lenient today?
He's a reserve. He is a league reserve, and you know what? I'm a nice guy, and I think we can allow him once. But even
just heard the lie of the century, everybody.
Crazy Fish goes pole, a 10th ahead of XRL Ozone, and that gap between first and ninth only 1.3 seconds. Second covering the top 8, and F1X Jelly has improved as well. Not quite by the margin we would hope in the Ferrari, but I think he's in a Ferrari this week. But not bad nonetheless, with 3.5 minutes left to go qualifying. It is windy outside today. Right here, it's just reverberating through the house. Oh, not him.
Running out of things to say. Let's talk about the wind.
Oh. He races for AOR2. You are right. I'm called Z. What's your game tag on Xbox? I do know he races on AOR. just isn't aware of the rules of us, that's all. There's Jolly Pop now looking to start a lap. He's done the 48.2, currently P6, 100th ahead of Luke Dawson, who I'm Called Z has mentioned in the comments box on stream. And if you are interested in watching the Tier 6 division, sorry, this is the F5000, if you're wanting to watch the Tier 6, it's a full lobby, I'm aware, a full 16-hour racing at Spa, so only a 50%. You can watch that on Excite Racing League _CH2 or on the multi-Twitch site alongside this action to see how the race is going to go. But Jolly Pop now going down to turn 1, takes it quite tight on the apex, a little bit slow on exit though. That's going to cost him all the way up this hill, going up to Eau Rouge and up this straight. I keep getting this straight. It's going to frustrate me. Doesn't XGSY Davey race for GP3? He does indeed. He raced in the XRL F5000 division. He got moved up halfway through the season, and then I believe he joined AOR somewhere in the middle of those 2 times. I'm not quite sure when. But yeah. Right, Jolly Pop is around the first. He runs incredibly deep, and the grip, he lost the grip there, and I think that is pretty much lap over for the Toro Rosso driver, who
keep an eye on Clubs, P9.
I've just got on board. He's on the prime tyre. Does this look good? Have you been watching this lap?
I've been watching it. It's not too bad. Couple of seconds off F1 pace. So
but F1 pace is good. Oh, and he runs deep going into the bus stop. Has to really get on the anchors for the second part. He's going to lose a little bit of speed on the exit. This does look to be an improvement by 4/10 and goes to P6 on the grid. So P6 being, wow, Clubs is only just a tenth of a second with Jay Pearce, who you would expect to do well on board with XRL Gravedigger. Gravedigger now on the option tyre, and this is an in-lap of some kind because it's quite slow. Sigley to Ozone P3 prime tyre, 47.3. His qualifying time for McLaren, and he looks quite good this week.
Ferrari lockout at the front.
Ferrari lockout at the front, so that is Gravedigger and Sigley to Ozone. And there's only a 10th covering the top 3, 2 tenths covering the top 5. So these guys incredibly close. Just showing that you don't need to have the full grid to get the close driving, but it would obviously be nice for it to be 100% to have a full grid. This grid being this F5000 division has been the best in terms of attendance. I can't remember a week where they've not had a full grid. Just a rare week, 100%, because I might have scared some people out. Some people have had individual reasons why they can't make it tonight, sadly, and it's just added up. But now going up to Blanchimont, and Sigley to Ozone seems to be on the okay lap. I'm not sure if he's going to be continuing. He's got a small bit of curves, which he's going to probably use on the exit of the final corner. I'm not sure if this is a massive improvement, as I think he braked a little bit too early there, and in fact he does box, as that is his qualifying session over. P3, ACPX Beast now, P4, option tyres 47.3, is going for another go. Makes sense.
Brake grammar.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I said it, right? Sure.
What I'm here for.
Yeah. We're not here for much else. You're driving slow. I ain't joking,
Full
Sean.
grid, covered by 1.2 seconds. I'm going to ignore that comment based on the fact that I'm in a higher division than you. And the fact that I have won a race this season and have won a race in the past 3 seasons.
Yep, you're very good, Sean. Very good.
Thank you.
As we now go through the final corner, and ACPX Beast unleashing the final little bit of his curves to not improve on his lap time. Couldn't have been too far away though. Lisbon Lions now on the option tyres. He's now going up to Blanchimont and up to the bus stop chicane. He is sounding like he's very low on fuel, as he locks up going into bus stop, runs a little bit deep, keeps the pace a little bit better than some of the others have who have gone deep, but again, looking like he has improved by 4/10. So yeah, as you say, F1X Jelly is at a decent time in 10th, 1.2 seconds off the pace, but that is a very, very competitive qualifying session, with Crazy Fish taking the top grid slot today. But yeah, this could go to anyone at this rate. What a qualifying session. Luke Dawson second off, Jolly Pop's there. I mean, they're a second off, but you never know. But I know a few of you are watching tonight. I'm called Z's, watching Blue Williams on. Sean Bean, you're commentating, so we'll let you off. Jordan Kelly 98 is on. Good evening to you all, and a bunch of guests as well. Let us know who you think is going to win a race. If you're a guest, sign up to Twitch, log in, and give us your comments. It'd be really, really appreciated, and give us some comments to talk about over the night. And hopefully, Sean can give you a bit more interesting conversation, because he does bore people most of the time. Ha! Funny. I'm called Z, says, so you're not allowed to retire after your qualifying lap. No, we take it as the approach of, say, Sebastian Vettel or Lewis Hamilton running out of fuel on a qualifying lap. You know, in real life, if they did that, when they did do it, Abu Dhabi, for a couple of years ago for Vettel and a couple of years ago for Lewis Hamilton in the McLaren when he took the pole, they get taken out of qualifying. Because they don't have enough of a fuel sample. That's the approach we'll take, because we feel like they may be saving fuel and tyre wear, and that's not the right approach. So that's why we do it. They shouldn't. Not bad, considering he hasn't played F1 in 2 weeks, says F1X Jelly. Well, if he's got that pace and it starts to work out for him during the race, it could be quite close, as we have a 52% chance of rain. So a good 20-25 laps of this race are going to be in the wet conditions. And Sean, who's your tip for the race win here today? It's very, very close.
I'm going to go with the same as I went with last week, and that's ACPX Beast.
I'm going to say 6v2 Ozone, but it wouldn't surprise. Great chance, especially starting on the top first grid slot. So we're now going to go to the race for round 11 of the F5000 Championship, live at Spa-Francorchamps for what should be a really good race. We're here for round 11 of the F5 Championship. It's a Ferrari lockout on pole. We haven't got anyone behind us, so we can retire as soon as we can. This should be a close race. I'm putting 6v2 Ozone up for the shot. Remind us who your tip is again as we are off and racing.
ACPXB.
ACPXB. So we've got the Ferrari Crazy Fish. And what a start from Crazy Fish. Sean Bean retires, and 6v2 Ozone makes a move on Gravedigg. Gravedig's got the option tyres and is going to be able to get better traction out of the exit of turn 1 up to Eau Rouge, used as a bit of Curtain hold. Now the Ferraris have got back to that 1-2, but Crazy Fish could be in trouble here with the slipstream. This slipstream round here is massive. Pole position is almost not even worth it, as Gravedigg using all of his curves and DRS now to try and make the move. He's going to have the inside line going up into turn 4. Can he make it? Crazy Fish breaks late, and good space left by the drivers.
Contact between the two McLarens, and ACPX Beast has moved up into 3rd place as 6v2 Ozone is going to retire. 6v2 Ozone is down to 9th place.
No way!
Take that 10th. He's down into last place now. He's had a mare of a turn 4. And
Klarbs has had a great start. He's now up into P3. Lisbon Lions up into P4. We've got Jay Pearce in P5. Let's go down the pack. Jolly Pop has run wide.
Beast is now down to last.
Jolly Pop has run wide at Puon and has let, I think that's F1X Jelly, go through into P6. We've got 3 cars battling it out for what is essentially P3. Jay Pearce on them like a hawk and makes a move on Clark, who is just falling backwards. He was P3 only 30 seconds ago. As all we've got F1X Jelly getting a little nudge from the rear end, getting a little bit too close to that Williams. Now he's gone right down to the back. A little bit of an untidy start, but what a nice start from the guys, and not too many incidents, a little bit of untidy driving, but it looks to have all calmed down now as we now go down through Blanchemont and the bus stop, and Klarbs looking to break late.
Taking a move, but that's far too late.
That is a very, from an experienced driver like Klarbs, he should not be making an error like that. It was a bit too much of a kamikaze move, and as a result, he's going to lose a place to 6v2 Ozone, now finding his way back up into P5 in this race.
ACPX Beast as well.
He's going to have a look, isn't he?
He has done.
Good move. Klarbs looks to be struggling on the heavy fuel. But he is on prime, so he is...
100% race distance, which they're probably not used to
Well,
that
they
much.
only get
so
3, don't they? Here, Australia and Brazil. So they haven't raced 100% full race distance since round 1.
Here comes ACPX Beast on, I believe that is 6v2 zone. The P6 and 5 and 6. That's like 6v2 zone has the gearbox to hold him off.
It's
But here comes
Clubs.
Clubs up the inside. What a move.
Not quite making it, but had a little interesting look there. And it's a corner that you can brake late. The hill, you're going uphill when you brake, so the stopping distance is less. So it's a chance to make a move there. There looks to be close battling throughout. There's a 3-way scrap, but essentially last, 8th to last place. And the lead has only just gone through Poor now, so I mean, they were most much separated in maybe 5-6 seconds first to last, maybe a little bit more than that, not too much more though. And the issue going through a corner like Puan and maybe these chicanes is, as we watch ACPX Beast lose control of the car and now get dragged into this battle for last. That's the thing, make a mistake and then you're going to be like struggling and fighting with people maybe that you shouldn't be. But Jolly Pop now, he might be trying to have a go into Blanche. It's a little bit too far away, but can use the slipstream as we've got a Lotus of F1X Jelly behind, who may look to have a move. He's on the prime tyre.
Slipstream is very strong here, as it looks like ACPX Beast is going to lose maybe 2 places here, but he's gone for the defensive inside line. And he held
Jolly Pop
has
run wide, and he's now going to lose a place to F1X Jelly. And as we have this, that Luke Dawson in the pits extremely early from Luke Dawson. Has he got any wing damage? I think he has got wing damage. And 2 laps on the prime tyres. I mean, that's not good, but he's obviously felt like an end plate change is worth making a stop for. But I don't think this is necessarily over for him. He's going to lose time. He's going to get fresh, clean air, which is a big positive. He's on fresh tyres, so he may close up. But the wet weather conditions is going to be what makes and breaks people's races, not silly little wing changes or anything like that. You can probably afford to get away with that in a division like this with a bit more inexperienced driver. Or drivers. As Jolly Pop again runs a little bit deep, braking a little bit late. Probably not too into his 100% races. Most of these guys so inexperienced at the full race distance level, as with the F5000 division they only have to race 3 a season, so in that respect you can excuse the odd braking deep as long as they obviously don't ruin people's races. I think that's the only
good scrap for second and third between Gravedigger and Lisbon Lions.
We had the 2 Ferraris get out in front, and they've been dragged back in by the McLaren of Lisbon Lions, the Red Bull of Jay Pierce, and the McLaren who's fighting back 6 feet to ozone. So these 5 or the 3 are closing in on the front 2, and wow, I thought Crazy Fish was in a position to really move on, but he's not getting into a big lead like I thought he would.
Got the slipstream here from Lisbon Lions.
Gravedigger runs
the
wide.
Outside.
But I don't even think he'll make the move into turn 1, as I think we'll find that Gravedigger...
Look at the gap now between first and second.
Yeah, Gravedigger's going to get DRS on his teammate, so I mean, everything's cancelled out. Looks like Crazy Fish...
gearboxes then.
Crazy Fish could be under some big pressure going up Eau Rouge and down to turn 4. He's going to be under some severe pressure from not just his teammate, but the McLaren of Lisbon Lions behind him, who has been struggling of late in the lead, but he has decent pace and he's looking like he could show it today as he gets out the slipstream Gravedigger and makes a pretty easy move.
Straightforward pass there.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, wasn't it? I mean, Lisbon Lions, I don't know what, maybe that was a lock-up or something.
Pulled out under braking, I reckon,
yeah,
there.
Luckily he didn't.
Looking at what Gravedigger was doing, and probably just missed his braking point completely.
Yeah, maybe just getting on it. It's just so surprising he got so deep. Maybe got deep, then got the locking tyres and just ran deep, but very deep even. But he's now, he hasn't really lost out anything. He's just got to get maybe that half a second back to close that gap back. But that can be done under DRS. So he's just got to keep the pressure on the Ferraris. This is looking very good for Ferrari. Shame they can't do this in real life, but Ferrari while I'm at it.
Walls, don't they?
Yeah, they do, don't they? Oh, his fault though.
No?
No.
It's the bump's fault, was it?
Yeah, shouldn't have been there. funny.
Right, the worthy winner won anyway. Anyway,
I don't think he was
we'll
worthy.
carry on.
I think I would love, you know, I'd love to have seen Jensen win that race. Just the whole Pink for Papa sort of weekend, you know, for his father who passed away before the start of the season. It would be nice to see.
I was definitely gutted that he didn't make the podium.
Yeah, that would have been nice, even if it was
so
a podium.
close.
So, as Stevo says, what was the pole time? I can't remember. All I know was there was 1.2 seconds covering the 10 drivers. There's a yeah, it was a low 47, wasn't it? I'll just quickly dig that up for you, Stevo. Seeing as you asked so nicely, I will find out for you. And it was a 1:47.1 was the pole time set by Crazy Fish. Quicker than I could do. Oh, something's happened to Lisbon Lions there. Controller disconnect or something. He's completely stopped. The car's just stopped.
You should know that was 6v2 Ozone actually. That's the other McLaren.
Why is he retired from the race? That's what? What?
Oh, decent scrap for first, second,
He's my guy. He is my guy.
Lisbon Lions making a move on Crazy Fish up the inside. We're side by side. And he's made the move, or has he? So close. He's so close. He's going to run wide. They're side by side running down to Puon. This is great stuff here.
You're my guy for the win. Why? What has happened?
My controller disconnected twice, and everyone was complaining I was lagging everywhere, so I just retired.
You don't have to listen to them. It's down to us. But yeah, it looked like your controller disconnected there up Eau Rouge. I didn't know if that was the case or just
yeah, it did.
I mean, it may have been best just because if your controller has disconnected, it may cause a problem on track. It's doing it a lot. Obviously, that really isn't helpful with Gravedigger in a decent position. Do you think you can still close in the championship? The gap's 8 points. That could become 20. That could come at worst 33 points. But currently, it's the gap with the results as they stand.
Oh, Crazy Fish has retaken the lead.
So, is that a gap that you think you can close in the remaining 8 rounds of the championship? 8 rounds of the championship. I can't believe there's only that few left now. I'm really getting through this season.
Not really sure. I think this is the only track I had a realistic chance of winning.
Really?
I'm not very good on a lot of the tracks coming up.
Well, we hope you can get a little bit more time in. Is it just a battery thing, or the battery's quite low on your controller?
No, they got 4 bars, they were just disconnecting randomly.
Well, that is not good. Get a battery pack.
Lisbon Lions makes a move up into second place over XRL Gravedigger.
And he makes it stick as well.
No, he's now split the Ferraris, which is
so that will also help the championship case for the McLaren Sick V2 Ozone, who will, as it stands, be 23 points. Sorry, it would have been 26, but now it's 23. Every little helps, who knows? As Gravedigger runs wide, and that looks like Jay Pearce, long-time rival of him for this season, is through. So it's even better now. It's 20 points. We're just making it better for you, Sick V2 Ozone. I'm just making it better for you, but it's all great. We can try and go around the outside here. And you know what? That is a good move. You didn't experience any issues on track with anyone at all?
No one else was lagging.
I think I saw a little bit of lag on lap 1, but it looked like it calmed down after then. But see, in the future, if you do get people told to lag, it's up to us. If we see lag on the screen quite a lot, that you're ghosting around, then yeah, we'll ask you to back out. You'll only get a message from us if it's to ask you to retire. So just for future reference.
Okay.
But yeah, not so good tonight. Hopefully you can have a better one at Monza. Final race of the European season. Is that a good one for you?
Well, I don't like the track, but I've always done well there, so hopefully something good can come.
A couple of cars in the pits, so not quite.
That is Gravedigger in the Ferrari, who's gone on to a fresh set of prime tyres. He's going to come out P7. Luke Dawson's in P8, and he will be probably about 5 seconds behind. Yeah, good 5 seconds,
Pressure
if
on.
not more.
Lisbon Lions and his teammate even, they need to react to this, come into the pits and get a set of tyres.
I'm called Z. What is your gamer tag, if that's alright? You obviously race against Luke Dawson on a regular basis, so let us know. See if I recognise the name. Clarb's in P6. He has now got chasing down F1X Jelly, who's having a really, really good race as a third driver, considering he hasn't had that much time on the game of late. What, this first time in 2 weeks, diving straight into a 100% race as well. So he's won at GP2 level multiple times. F5 company, he should be able to show his ability even with time off, and he's not doing too badly in the double-figure points-paying position. Reese Thomas Music saying, "Go Clubs!" I know you're a bit of a Clubs fan. And he is not too far off P5 of F1X Jelly, so we'll keep on this little battle for P5 and last, or P4 now, as I think we've had a driver in the pit.
ACPX Beast. Interesting stat. Bar, Club,
Stat
and
attack.
Lollipop. Lap times, fastest lap times between all the drivers seem to be separated by about half a second to 0.6 of a second between all but 2 of the drivers.
It's close, this division is close. You do seem to see the same names popping up at the top end of the race every week, but I mean, anyone has got a realistic chance of winning the race, which is how it should be.
My favourite for the win. Where's he gone? That him down. That is in there in P6 after he had a pit stop, or has he had a mistake? Find out on this lap. He's currently P6 and he's quite close to those in front of him. I think he's actually just made a mistake somewhere and he's fallen down a couple of places.
Testing sessions at Silverstone yesterday and today.
There has.
I don't understand all these. There's so many tests these days. You got three in-season tests, then you've had a test at Barcelona afterwards, and you've had a test at Silverstone afterwards. I swear they had another one as well, or they get another one. I thought maybe Mugello was in there.
I thought they had the young driver test.
Yeah, young driver.
Yeah,
that'll be later on in the season. I mean, I just think it's too much. I mean, why do they need all these tests? They're saying about cutting costs and then running like 6-7 tests a year. I mean, that's not cutting costs.
Well, Dan, without these tests, your favourite team will not be able to catch up, I'm afraid.
I don't want them to catch up this year. I would rather they try and focus on next season already. Because the regulations are such that it's quite hard to close in on teams based on engine performance, which is where the majority of the performance will lie in the engine and mastering the engine like Mercedes have. And you can't do that. You just can't change it because of the regulations. So that's why you're going to have Mercedes winning every race, pretty much. Red Bull have undoubtedly the best body to the car and best aero package, but even they are still struggling.
I wouldn't count out Williams either.
But they've got a Merc engine, so that's fine. I mean, that's why they can compete, because they've got a Merc engine. It'd be very interesting if they had a Ferrari
the likes
or
of Force India.
Force India aren't doing too
and
bad,
the likes
though.
of McLaren, they've both got Mercedes engines, but I think that Williams are the outstanding
Oh yeah, they've
Mercedes
definitely
engine
improved.
non-worked team.
Definitely improved from the last couple of seasons, and yeah, done very, very well. 9 laps into this race, and there are a few sort of gaps. We are going to keep on board this Clarb's F1X Jelly battle for P3 now. These guys moving up as cars are starting to go in the pits for their stop, and I do want to go get a drink, so I'm going to hold on to the DRS because I know Clarb's could look at making a move. probably after Eau Rouge.
Bit of oversteer there though, not going to help him. Two leaders, Crazy Fish and Lion still out there. First set of tyres.
Jordan Kelly said, went from 4th to 6th. I don't know who that is, ACPXB, so I'm assuming that's referring to. But Clarks doesn't get the move done on the DRS and didn't really close up anywhere near enough until it was all too late. So he's now going to have to wait what could be a whole lap to get another go, unless there's errors made.
Right, I'll be back in a minute.
Yep, okay. I shall stay on until our co-com Sean Thompson gets back, and I'll quickly rush off and get myself something to drink because my throat is a little bit sore. So we're on board with Carbs going through Prawn and a little bit wide again from F1X Jelly. You have to keep an eye on this one. And that gap again closing slightly now as Carbs is now finishing the second sector. Carbs isn't doing too badly. Right, so Carbs again is so far off that Lotus now. We're going to get off that battle. We're going to get on board with Gravedigger. Will look quite good for the leaders. Crazy Fish will probably be beaten by the undercut. Jay Pearson P6 and we've got P7 P8. I believe that's AC Pix Beast and Luke Dawson down in P8 and he may be able to capitalise on a few of the other key pit incredibly early. So again, these guys are now a little bit spread out as we reach a quarter of the race distance, and the fuel will be starting to come off now for the drivers. So we'll get on board with, I believe, we're going to stick on board with our P3 and 4 runners who, there's still a bit of a gap there, but there's nothing much better on, and you would expect these guys to pit maybe in the next 3 to 4 laps. We'll keep on board with these guys. That should have a change and an impact on who will be losing this race. Lap 15, 16. But have you got anything to talk about? As Steve-O makes a very, very good point about Clarks, saying it was running way too much aero. Now, I'm not sure what his rear aero would be, but even if it's front aero that is increased for the race, you can definitely tell. But yeah, these guys have also, as Jordan Kelly has quite rightly pointed out, it's a 52% chance of rain. These guys may be running wet saps, or some people may be running wet saps, more aero to give them more grip in the wet, slippy conditions. So I wouldn't discount anyone yet. There are a few maybe that are a little bit too far off, like Jolly Pop, and Luke Dawson's going to have to up his game a little bit, but he's just holding on to AC PXB. Then from there on out, you could say that they've all got a chance. As I've predicted these pit stops a little bit too late here, or a little bit too early. As Gravedigger has not been able to get past his teammate Crazy Fish. Unbelievable. I thought pit stops were going to be another 2 or 3 more laps, and they're not. David sent me a message for one day. Lisbon Lions for the win. And the McLaren could have a great shape. I just can't believe that. I thought there'd be another 3 or 4 more laps until we saw a pit stop. Gravedigger making the move I thought he should have done on the undercut. He's had poor pace, if that's the case. Crazy Fish now there, and I believe we've got Lisbon Lions only a couple of seconds behind, and these guys effectively are the race lead. You'd expect the 2 prime runners who are first and second, who have not pitted yet, Carbs and F1X Jelly, to pit now. I mean, we we should be expecting rain in about 10 to 12 laps time. So another set of primes should get you to the end of the rain. It'll give you more chance to get there than options anyway. And these guys are really closing in on our race leaders, who are on tyres which are pretty much dying now. Mr. Sean Bean.
Fueling into the bus stop chicane.
They are indeed, and I thought pit stops for the primes would be about 14, 15. They pitted on lap 11, and I thought, well, Grady would get an undercut on his teammate, but Crazy Fish did come out in front. He got overtaken on the DRS after Eau Rouge, but has regained that position back at the end of the lap. So yeah, these guys really running quite close. They're going to climb the hill, and he should get the DRS back. He's got half a bar of curves to hopefully complete the move. But these guys closing in on the Williams of Clubs, who's leading this race because essentially he hasn't pit yet. And he was racing with F1X Jelly, who is down in P7, so he should be in P7 when he leaves the pit lane, probably at the end of this lap, the Williams driver.
Lisbon Lions isn't too far away from the two Ferraris in P4. Definitely with an eye shot.
Yep, we actually had XGS by Davey on Xbox send a message to me saying that he thinks Lisbon Lions is for the win. He's not that far off at all. He's about a second and a half off the first Ferrari. And if they get held behind this Williams of Clark's, who is on 13 lap old tyres, then he could close right up and have a go. He's got to do it quickly though, because I would think Carbs will be pitting at the end of this lap, so he needs to get on with it now. And following him is Jay Pierce, who really got a little bit of gravel on the exit there, approaching the end of Sector 2, as now Crazy Fish is all over his teammate, and his teammate is all over Carbs. And they're both going to try and make an outside move as Clarks keeps it nice and tight to the curb and goes in. But he will come out, should be in P7. Going to be quite close between him and Luke Dawson for 8. Crazy Fish now. Trying. But not quite making the move stick. Gravedigger has the race lead, which is not good news for Simply to Ozone, who's retired. He needs his teammate Lisbon Lions to win, really, and hope Crazy Fish gets P2. It's Crazy Fish now, not even using his curves and going around the long way round the outside, gets the DRS open, and he's going to have a good amount of curves to defend with come the end of this lap and start of next.
Yeah, race long fight, I reckon, between
it looks
three,
it, doesn't it?
Four.
These guys, you look at the top 8, they're pretty close. You've got Jolly Pop, who is, well, some way away from the rest of the guys, if I'm honest. But we actually had a few comments in earlier, Stephen saying Carbs looks to be running much more aero compared to, I believe he was fighting with F1X Jelly at the time. He just could not close on the straights. But that could well be for the wet conditions that will be coming around in the next 10 laps or so.
Has that been guaranteed, or is that just a prediction?
Well, it's 52%, so you would think, any time from 21, 22, 23, Hokkaido will start getting wet, and it could be raining by then. And if it is,
you never know, it might not rain at all.
well, you
might
think
go
it
wrong.
would do, but you never know. Yeah, sometimes it is known for that, so you can't really say at the moment, but.
Ferraris exit the bus stop chicane with Crazy Fish having a bit of a lead. So Gravedigger's still got the DRS in P2. Whether he'll have it for the straight after Eau Rouge, I don't know now, because he's got a very, very close touch and go for whether he'll get the DRS again.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a gap,
Just
isn't it?
over. Just over a second, I think that was, so we'll just have to wait and see whether the DRS is available to him.
It isn't.
It isn't, no.
So he's got to start really making some moves quickly, because you never know, Lisbon Lions could get close enough. Jordan Kelly, yep, has said rain will come, lap 23, and by 25 it will be entered. And the prediction is Gravedigger for the win. Well, he needs to get his act together, because Crazy Fish just opened a slight gap. Crazy Fish running last night's F4 race as a reserve and didn't look too bad, so...
But I believe that is the Lotus of F1X Jelly closing in on ACPXD for the battle between 5th and 6th. Sort of been creeping up on him in the past couple of laps, so that could be a good battle that's about to unfold. Both running the primes, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, let's get back
Oh,
on
my ACPX piece has gone in the gravel, and that's a place lost there, so F1X Jelly moves up to 5th place. And it's got decent pace. I reckon he can start to close down on the top 4 runners. Let's have a look at the lap times. Crazy Fish stand out, lap time of a 1:51.694. And then you got Gravedigger.
Those top 4 are no more separated than maybe 6 to 7 seconds
and
at
now
the most.
Lisbon Lions has now set the fastest lap of the race.
Right when he
And
needed
just
to as
under
well.
a tenth.
Gravedigger is there for the taking, because he's not in that DRS zone of his teammate.
Now Jay Pearce has set the fastest lap of the race.
They are all so
changing very
close, aren't
quickly.
they? And any one of the top 4 could win, and that gap isn't going to increase much until the rain, that's for sure. It is going to come down. The winner will be decided by who gets the pit stops correct. And what is going to be even more interesting is the Ferraris are so close, they can't afford to stack. So one of them is going to have to pit at an inconvenient time. And that could effectively end their challenge, or one of the drivers' challenge for the win. That's so tight.
By look of things, it's going to be Gravedigger.
It is at the moment. He could well drop if he doesn't start picking up the pace and getting in that DRS buffer to Crazy Fish. I mean, he could be a target for Lisbon Lions in P3, who was the prediction of GSY Davey a little bit earlier on. Too bad. Haven't really seen too much wrong in this race so far. As I believe Luke Dawson's made his 2nd stop of the race, everyone making 1, he's made 2. And he's gone on to options, so he's going to go for a quick option burst to try and get some quick lap times and hopefully close that gap and have good grip.
I wonder if they've been informed of any rain that will be coming in the next 15 minutes.
What looks odds to me is there's still blue sky. If there's people saying it's raining 10-15 minutes or whatever, you'd expect the cloud cover to be more than what it is. Definitely not enough.
Oh, and Lisbon Lions is disconnected.
That's been something that's hampered his season, if I'm honest. These disconnections.
Curse there, Dan.
Every week. I get a bollocking from clubs every week about talking about him and him doing bad whenever I talk good about him. So yeah, I mean, maybe it is commentator's curse, but he does definitely struggle with his connection every now and again. He did have to get going in good time tonight for work, so it may have been that, but I don't think it was. He said he would be able to race until 10, so I think that was going for 9. But yeah, he's on track now. Hopefully he'll give us a good race, but I mean, down to individual people unable to make the race because of specific things going on, things that just mean that we've got a little bit less cars on track. What we usually do, this division is one of the best. Usually it's very, very rare. One of the Jolly Bolts destroyed it on the XRL Rouge. Is that going to be a safety car? That could well be. I think someone like Luke Dawson may be hoping that it is, because he's on fresh options and needs to close to the cars in front. But it's not looking as if the safety car's going to come out, does it? Ah, that's a shame for Luke Dawson there. Coming in the benefit of any safety car. And well, then there was 7 with 27 laps remaining. A lot of laps to go. Hopefully the guys can get a good race. Definitely the numbers are nowhere near what they should be. We'll get him into the party anyway, Jolly Pop. And I will let you talk to him, Sean. I'll leave him in the very averagely capable
You'll
hands
let me talk
of
to him.
Sean Thompson. Whilst I'm going to get a drink. Jolly Pop, not a good
Cheers,
one,
buddy.
but Sean is here for you.
Right, so Jolly Pop, what happened then?
My tyres were just losing go, and just went up to the top of the hill, and I just hit the wall.
Alright, so what, were you on relatively old tyres then, I assume?
I think it was like 13 laps total.
Alright, okay, so what did you feel like your pace was like tonight? Do you reckon you had a chance to compete for the top 5 maybe, or was it just not there tonight?
I thought I could have got at least 8, but as I went into the pit quite early, I got quite far back and I couldn't catch the tyres going down so quickly.
Okay, fair enough. Surprising, because tyre wear seems to be quite good here usually. But there you go. So, on to Monza. What are your feelings about your pace there? Or not? Yep, guys, thanks. No laughing, please, on the comment box, because, you know, I just got mugged off there. But anyway, back to the racing. We have Crazy Fish still in the lead. He's pulled out a bit of a gap now on XRL Gravedigger. And then we have in third place now Jay Pierce in the Red Bull. Now, he's got a decent fast lap, and he could start to gain on second place and cause some trouble for these two Ferraris. What else we got in the mix? We have X Jelly, who hasn't been on. I've heard he hasn't been on for a couple of weeks, so to be in fourth is a good achievement. I reckon. Oh, we've got a good battle here for 5th and 6th. Who is this? I believe it's ACPX Beasts and Clarbs. Yes, it is indeed Clarbs. They're coming round towards the bus stop chicane. Definitely in DRS range now is Clarbs on ACPX Beasts. See if he can get past on the home straight, because he's closed right up now. Traction at the last corner, and he's got DRS now. If he should be wide, he should just stick behind him, wait for the DRS down over Rouge and down that straight down to turn 4, because that is the best overtaking place on the circuit. He's got a good exit out of turn 1 on the run down to Eau Rouge. Is definitely in the DRS range. He's used up half his curves already. Now, can he use that last bit of curves and DRS to get past? Like ACPX Beast is weaving about on the track. He looks like he's got the gearbox to hold on, but is he going to brake late? Yes, he is. Oh, and they go side by side. That's a good move there by Clubs to take P4 away from ACPX Beast. But he's not giving up without fight as ACPX Beast. Currently P5 and he's going round, I believe it's turn 6. I don't know any of the corner names, so I do apologise for that, but yeah, it looks like Clubs is just starting to pull a gap now. He's definitely got better pace in that Williams. And apart from that battle, which is now starting to dissipate, it looks like the field is pretty spread out now, so there's not really much in the way of fights as we're coming up to about halfway through this race. I've received a message from Jolly Pop. Oh, he's lost connection. Okay, so I wasn't mugged off, he just lost connection. Just to clear that up. Right. Pretty much to talk about now, because all of the battles seem to have dissipated now. There's not really much in the way of close combat on this. The rundown position. We've got Crazy Fish currently in P1, fastest lap of a 151.694. And second place we now have F1X Jelly. So that would appear that we have had some people in the pits. Now let's see who we've got in the pits right now. Bubs is up to P3 now, so I don't know if he's which he is. Gravedigger and the Ferrari is pitted on to a fresh set of option tyres, and he's closing in now on the Mercedes, and so is Jay Pierce. Followed him in. Who have we got down there in 7th? Luke Dawson, third driver from the league, and he seems to be struggling to keep up with the other runners. And on those who have just pitted, they're going to have a severe pace, and look at that. XRL Gravedigger is right on the back of ACPX Beast now. I'm sure you guys can't see it because Dan is stuck to Clarbs. They're going through Puon, and they're going to try and make a move up the inside. Yeah, all contact there, but XRL Gravedigger makes the move, and it's now to P4. I think Crazy Fish is going to have to think about reacting to this because Gravedigger's got some pace and is clearing the field very, very quickly. Does not want to suffer to the undercut to his teammate. Clarbs closing in on F1 Jelly now. He's definitely got the pace, even though he's on slightly older tyres. Crazy Fish continues for another lap. Now that'll be interesting because really ought to pit there to try and defend the undercut. Jelly Pop disconnecting there. Very disappointing race with him, losing the car on the exit of Eau Rouge and going straight into the wall. As F1 Jelly's gone wide at turn 1, and there we go. That is Clarbs up into P2. Now what can he do from here? Can he make these tyres last up until the rain, if there is any? If that's so, then he's in a very good position when the rain comes. But we've got F1 Jelly fighting back with DRS. They go down the straight after Eau Rouge. It's going to be close, but he's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to make the move, which he is unable to do. So the positions are as they were there for P2 and P3. Now we've got Gravedigger in P4, who seems to be closing in at a fast rate of knots on these two battling. The fact that they're battling is going to help them out very much. I believe that is Mr. Dan Fisk, who is returned from rather suspiciously long drink.
It was a rather long drinks break, only because Sean, have you read my new project?
I have read your new project.
Yeah, I mean, today has been another great day for my new project. I mean, I just had to watch a race downstairs at 9 o'clock at Nace, and it won, meaning that I just bagged another £56 on a fourfold horse bet, so I am doing very well. If any of you want to get involved in the fantastic horse race gambling betting business and my amazing tips, which are on fire at the moment, I've returned over £200 in the last 2 days. Go over to thewinningposttips.co.uk. Great site, it is a great site.
It's got the rain now.
It is, 21 laps, bang on from Jordan Kelly there. Well, it's in 23, but it'll be probably about 23, 24 when he enters car, and Clark's into P2 as well at the moment. He's looking quite good.
Yes, there's been another range of pit stops as XRL Gravedigger pits for the option tyres.
Obviously couldn't go
apparently
far enough, or just wanted a fresh set?
Not too sure, but if Crazy Fish wants to prevent the undercut, if the rain doesn't come as quick as he wants it to, he should have pitted before now, because Gravedigger has got the pace, and I believe he's got the DRS to try and take second place away from Clarbs. He won't do it this lap, but he can only think that it's going to be in the next few laps. Oh yeah, and also Jolly Pop did discuss how he did seem to be on old tyres, which could have caused the spin into the wall. And just as I was about to talk to him about his race pace at Monza, he left the party, so it looked like I've been mugged off, but it turns out
Yeah.
You watch that back, you'll see that. And I did get a message from him saying he had lost connection, so I was like, oh, okay.
That rain had actually come down a little bit from what I seen.
In a way, this is good for Ferrari, because they've now got a decent gap, so they can both pit on the same lap if needed. But it looks like it's going to be a 1-2 stop, so... Oh no, that's lag there for XRL Gravedigger.
Oh, Gravedigger's on the gravel as well. He's now going to have full company. I believe that is Jelly.
F1 Jelly and J Pierce.
Yeah. Jelly's all of a sudden coming to this race then. Crazy Fish, you say... No, that's not Crazy Fish in the lead, is it? Or is it Crazy Fish?
It is Crazy Fish.
So he stayed out. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, right. And these conditions
that rain is coming down very heavy now.
They've deteriorated quite badly.
If you're on a controller, Dan, look at the cars from the side as they're going down the straight. It gives you a good impression of the rain. Well, it does seem that the rain is falling in the same direction whatever way you're turning, so it must mean the wind is constantly changing.
All this game's rubbish. Could be that one as well. As inters are already coming on. Now we'll see if this is the correct move from Jay Pearce. And I can't see that one. We'll see whether that's a correct move by ACPXB. So he's on the option tyre. Let's see if he can close the gap. He's got the flashing on the slipstream. You know what? There's not much in the two-side compounds at the moment.
The track temperature dropping because of the rain, I don't suppose there would be.
No, I mean ACPXB is slightly quicker than these guys. Not much, just doing corners where it does matter. He's not going to surely have a move going into put on now. He's going to, can't quite make it work. No, he's going to have to back off. Going into campus, and yeah, I think the wets are holding their own now.
Interesting point made on the stream there. I'll leave you to cover that, Dan, as it's about your new project.
Can't. I am confident in my abilities. Why would I? You get paid.
I'll pay you to do it. And then you send me my part of the winnings.
It's like 50-50 or something, isn't it?
It's 50-50, is it? As Gravedigger pits onto the intermediate
ACPXB
tyres.
does pit then.
To set some decent times on it. It's time for us to change over.
Hang on, has Crazy Fish...
I don't think he has, you know.
Has he pitted?
He's surely...
Yes, he has.
He has. He's got a massive lead. How has that worked out? Clubs is in P2.
He got into the pits before others did when the rain is getting progressively worse.
And didn't stop, did he, whereas the others did. As well, we look to have a 3-car scrap with P3. F1X Jelly just holding off the threat of the Ferrari and Red Bull J Pierce and Gravedigger, who slided down all the way to P5 over the last few laps. He has not been he's not benefited one bit as J Pierce now looks to make a move on the Lotus on the inside. Will try and line up to get a cut back, going through, not quite making it stick. As we now have race, just over half race distance, and yeah, there are quite a few little battles going on. Although 7 cars are there at the moment because of certain things happening, it's quite good to see that there's a decent battle still. It just shows how close this division can be, and it's only due to pure strategy that Crazy Fish has got the lead he has.
Also to mention that Clubs is up into P2, which has really worked out well for him.
Always
running down it.
We've got a Lotus run wide, that's held up Gravedigger. And now Jay Pierce looks he's got much better traction out of the exit of the bus stop, and he's going to make the move. Gravedigger is going to have the inside going into turn 1. Can he make a move? Stick? He might do, because Jay Pierce runs a little bit deep, and Sean's lost all connection. Very, very helpful from our code commentator Sean as they're now going up to O'Roos. We can't actually see that because Sean has decided that he would leave because that would be better for us. It's a 3-way scrap that we could not catch because of it, and looks to me the Gravedigger looks like he's going to make a move on Jay Pierce, who has struggled with traction on the exit, and an easy move, and up into P4 now is Gravedigger. But these guys yo-yoing positions, and Sean, I don't know what happened there.
No, I'm not too sure either.
But you're back now, and that's all that matters, and we are following this little battle for P3, which is now F1 Jelly and Carbs. This could be effectively a battle for P2 in a few laps' time. with those guys possibly getting caught up. But we shall see.
Quick update, 10 minutes into the Netherlands-Argentina game and it's still 0-0, just in case anyone was interested.
Apparently Sean is giving football posts, football comments. I mean,
World Cup.
give it a few weeks ago and he would have said nothing about football, and all of a sudden he's just like bumming it hard.
World Cup. I do not approve your terminology there, Dan.
You should care a lot more about the domestic game and like grassroots football and stuff. You should care more for that.
I'll play it, but I won't watch it, as far as club football's concerned.
Come watch Ipswich Town. Watch Town. If you got Sky, you got Sky.
I have Sky, yeah.
Go watch Ipswich Town on the opening day of the Championship season. We're at home to Fulham. Fulham team in the Premier League last season, so they're a decent side. Watch us, Sean. Watch us win.
You're at home, are you?
We're at Portman Road, yeah, at home.
So they're playing in your living room, are they?
We're not panicking, right? We're not panicking.
Is that why you're not chuckling?
Right, you would do something yourself.
Yeah, well that's because I know I'm funny. And you were chuckling as well,
No,
which
funny
means that
people
must
do
mean
not
I'm
laugh
funny.
at their own jokes. So, really.
Yes they do. Michael McIntyre always laughs at his own
Yeah,
jokes.
but he's a bit funny. Not in that way. Not in that way.
He's a bit funny. you just said he's a bit funny, which means your argument is
No, but not in that
flawed.
way. A bit weird, okay? Weird. A bit hyperactive.
That's
funny.
why it's funny. I would have thought you'd like him. You both got high-pitched voices.
Very
That's the
funny,
baby
Sean.
voice.
Very funny. Let's get back to actual
just not-
action. This was
That's
sort of,
aggressive sarcasm.
yeah, it is. We should get back onto the actual action of the race.
Dave
And
Pearce is making a move on
what's
F1X
happened
Jelly.
to Gravedigger of late? He's now down into P5 again, and there's a bit of a gap between him and the two battling drivers in front of Gravedigger. So, Jay
F1X
Pearce
Jelly had
Jelly.
to back off there. And who's that in P2 that they call? That's
Clubs.
Clubs, I believe
He
they're
has had
closing
an
in.
absolutely oh, and that's Jay Pearce off the track. What's happened to him? As everyone's pitting for wets. We've got drivers pitting in for wets. They can't. That I think Jay Pearce running wide into the bus stop has just caused that chain reaction. And I think Red Bull may be stacking their drivers as Luke Dawson has also pit. Oh, he hits the wall. Surprised he did not break an end plate at all there or anything.
Crazy Fish has carried on the intermediate tyres. Is this going to affect him?
He's got a massive gap. I mean, he has got a pretty.
I know, but 20 seconds can disappear in a lap between tyre compounds, and he's really, really struggling out there now.
Let's go watch him then.
Oh, he nearly spun the car there. This could
He's
have
got
worked
such a
out
big
very poorly. It's a very long lap.
Oh, he
It's
is
a long lap.
struggling. This is a massive. Yeah, this could be it. This is it for Crazy Fish. He needs to get back to the pits as quick as possible and as safe as possible, because he could easily break his wing. And he could even lose the lead by the time he pits at this rate. The guys are closing.
Forget the lead. I don't think it's even going to be in the top. I don't think it's even going to be in the podium places at the end.
He could easily, he could easily not even be in those places before he pits. He's going to pit before the end. He's going to pit at the end of the lap, obviously. He's not going to have the lead. He definitely can't have the lead in the position that he's in. He's just struggling
He's drifting
so
around
much.
corners.
And Clubs is going to have the lead of the race. A rare lap, well, not a rare lap of lead, he's had a few laps of lead this race, but on merit and not in terms of like his at the end of his tyre life now that everyone else is there. He's actually in position. He's going to have P1 net, which is a rare sight for Club. Now I better not talk any more about him, because he'll watch the stream back and say, oh, I've jinxed him again, he's going to do bad. So I'm not going to talk any more about it, as Crazy Fish has just run on at the exit of the final corner, and he somehow saves that car from any real danger, and he does get to the box, but you would think that is, well, the lead gone. As our race second place at the moment, Clubs goes through the final corner on the wet tyres, straightens the car up, and he probably go through into the
You know what? It's going to be close. It's going to be very close.
Klarbs has the
He's dropped a
lead
second,
going
but it's
into,
going to
but
take...
he's in second now. And Klarbs somehow does not take the lead. Oh, feel
Very
bad for him,
fortunate.
but Crazy Fish has got away with one. He's made it more exciting though for him and everyone else. And if he doesn't get those tyres up to temperature, Klarbs and F1 Jelly could have a look at making some moves. Gravedigs in P4, P5 is AC Pix Speeds with Luke Dawson, not too far behind, I believe, and last Jay Pearce. Jay Pearce and Luke Dawson both had to stack, and that's why they're a little bit split and attached from the rest. So, Crazy Fish getting a little bit out of shape.
Definitely feeling the pressure when he's getting used to these new tyres.
I'm a little bit disappointed that Klarbs hasn't got the lead. It'd be nice to have seen, but he's in P2 and he's going to be chasing down the Ferrari. Crazy Fish in front of him looks to just gain a few tenths in the exit there. As Klarbs got a little bit of a slow exit, but who's Klarbs got behind him again? There's a little bit of a gap to F1 Jelly, so keep in the middle in P2, see how this one develops. But Crazy Fish has just opened a bit of a gap in this middle sector so far.
Bit of a slide there for Crazy Fish. He takes the curb, and you don't want to do that when it's wet. What will be interesting is if there's a change again that goes to intermediates and even slicks by the end of the race. The rain doesn't look massively heavy. Yes, it's heavy enough to be on the full wet, but I reckon it skies slightly bright all around the circuit, really.
Yeah, it's not like really dark and really heavy rain. It is wet conditions, there's too many puddles on the track, but as we now approach the final 16 laps of this Grand Prix, we're about 2/3 race distance, and considering there's only 7 drivers in here, they all seem to equally match. It's not going to be, and there's been no safety cars or anything, and there won't be a massive gap between first and last at the end of this race. This week's F1 division action. Obviously, you had such a great race with your HDMI cable not working quite how it should have done, but
not really. I mean, obviously there is this ridiculous week break that's being contemplated. I think is absolutely ridiculous. That's all I have to say about the F1 division.
Very, very funny, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
We haven't done
1.5 hour football match that's interrupting a week of XRL. I don't see how that works,
should we call
really.
them up and just say, you know what, can you play your game on Monday night and next Sunday? Yeah.
I think you should get your noggins together in the board members and contemplate moving the race forward to 7 o'clock rather than 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but it's everyone versus you, Sean. You know, as much as...
It's not actually.
No, don't even bring Fearless's name in. I mean...
I'll bring many people's names into
Go on.
it. It's not. I have an army.
Who's this army of you and Fearless? Who's on our side? Because
Me, Fearless. Robert likes the idea. Alexi likes the idea.
No. Don't talk about your...
I'm not actually. We had a discussion about it yesterday.
What I shall talk to myself, Sean, because I think...
Turn on the charm and get them to go on your side, yeah?
Yeah. They're all Italian and you're not, alright? No, you can be the Germans.
I'll be the Germans, that always lose.
Yep, that's right. Apart from football, win the World Cup.
They won't win the World Cup.
Who will then?
Holland.
Holland, the team who couldn't score against Costa Rica, the team who only just beat Australia in the groups, the team that look slightly better than Argentina, but
if you look at the results in Spain for the 2010 World Cup,
Yeah.
they only won by 1 goal differences.
yeah.
It's not about how many you win by, it's about winning.
It's Louis van Gaal's sort of mentality is to score more goals than what you let in, which is good. It works to a certain extent, and it will work against teams like Australia, it will work against teams like Costa Rica and poor countries like that who haven't got the best football quality and talent. When you come to a team like
Interesting
Germany,
update before you carry on, Dan.
Oh, go on.
While considering the moving the race back, I have a new member of my so-called army in the form of GSY Davey. He says it sounds like a good idea.
Where has this come from? Where has this come from?
This has come from an Xbox Live message, which I have right in front of me. This sounds like a good idea. Quoted.
Is one respected driver in the league, but he doesn't want to lose the respect of his game. So I would assume, I would think that you need to change your opinion quite soon. But yeah,
I think that it's very wise in taking this approach because it's a very reasonable suggestion. Sacrificing an hour to save a week.
Indigo
that way.
Signed in for the evening. He's definitely on my side. Indigo is signed in. He's definitely on my side. I can see it just from the message. He hasn't actually messaged anything about it, but I know he's on my side. And he says,
Indigo, as an F1 driver, please comment on whether you think it is a good or a bad idea to move XRL back a week because of the World Cup final, or whether it would be a better idea
bearing in mind that we were meant to have a week holiday the week after anyway. It's not as if we're just making up a week's holiday for the World Cup final. We're just bringing a holiday week
you have a habit of doing that.
Indigo says that 1-1 Aero is fairly stable in the wet, and he says that he thinks Clubs is the one for the win. And he has impressed in the wet conditions. He is keeping Crazy Fish more than honest, and in fact has closed right up onto the back of him. Just dropping a couple of tenths there in that section. Again, just a few tenths here and there, but he cooks up the corners, and yeah, that gap. He's keeping more than honest and having a great chance. Wow, yeah, what a good result.
Got 3 separate battles really going on. You've got the 2 Red Bulls at the back, you've got Gravedigger and ACPX Beasts in the middle, and you've got these 3 at the front with Clubs, Crazy Fish and F1
It's so surprising to see someone like F1 Next Jelly after such a long time out. Come into the top performance.
Yep, my sources say the same thing. Is your source BBC?
No, it's not actually.
No, it's not. My source is BBC.
Barb's really got onto the back of this race when his tail is wagging. He wants this, and with only 12 laps left, he needs to start thinking about making the move sooner rather than later, but he's giving it all his all, definitely.
Still, we got these 3 cars at the front fighting for the race lead. Don't really know who's going to win at the moment because they're all so close as far as pace is concerned. Dan is not having a strop, he's stopped talking.
Oh, Crazy Fish was just drove away from Barb. And Barb's now under pressure from F1X Jelly. He's just held round the outside of Bronzewell. Good defence there from Barb. He's going to have to do it all over again though, going into the bus stop, and this time it's a bit more comfortable. He seems to have so much grip through the bus stop chicane. He's in on Crazy Fish in that part of the lap, but
Bearing in mind that Crazy Fish's full wet tyres will be significantly newer.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you reckon they'll pit again for a new set of wets?
Yeah, I think they'll have to.
So would it be wise for clubs who've now lost P2, come down to P3, to pit now and get the...
I wouldn't say just yet, because obviously
Not
these
intermediate,
full wet tyres have only lasted 6 laps, and there's still 11 laps to go. I'd say leave it till lap 35.
Very funny, Sean, very funny. Let's point out some funny stuff.
That's what I'm here
This
for.
is TV Gold, Sean. TV Gold.
TV Gold, yeah.
Yeah, this should be you've been praised. Whatever. It's good stuff. Or Harry Hill's TV bar. That's what it should be. Stop doing that.
You'll be on Crime Watch in a minute if you don't shut up.
Clubs really had two of the worst laps he could have had right now, and he's now down in P3, really struggling. He's got Gravedigger and ACPXB behind him, and no more than the second that is as well. He's got two Red Bulls at the back who have been struggling. Their strategy pretty much.
Who are we talking about would have a good race pace in the wet because of their high aero?
Clubs, which to be fair he has done until the last couple of laps where he just fell off. He's been keeping up with Clubs and being more acknowledged that gap really falling away, and
Oh, and one of the Red Bulls has just got 5-second lag. Not that is Luke Dawson, who's coming to the pits. Lost one of his end plates in the process.
He's on the pace. I don't know what happened with his lap 2.
No wing change.
No wing change. That's going to be a different 10 laps.
Oh, hang on. Had a bit of lag going into that, coming out the pits there. Has he had a wing change because of it, or was that
Good
just genuine
defending
lag?
club and keeps the position great. He just can't get the run.
No, that was a wing
Williams
change.
and has to stay in P4 for the time being. They're testing clubs who seems to be at the moment slightly vulnerable to the driving behind.
Watch the gap between F1X Jelly and Crazy Fish, as he seems to be closing in now.
A little
look
bit.
at the lap
Yeah,
times.
keep an eye on that one in the next couple of laps.
I have no record of lap times because of my disconnection. There we go. I've had 157, 157, so two 157.7s, and then with 59.7 and 58.6. Compare that to Crazy Fish. Who is, have to admit, is slightly slower. Not by much, but it's definitely slower. So compare their lap 34 lap times when they come round again. Have a look. Lap 34. 159.4. Crazy Fish. 157.7 for F1X Jelly. A definite difference in lap
Yeah, you can
times
see
there.
on the mini-map that that's got a lot closer as well.
Yeah, the race victory isn't confirmed just yet. There's 9 laps to go.
No, and if there's another pit stop, and...
Oh, freeway scrap. Oh, sidepod glitch for clubs, but just about gets away with that. I only caught the end of that. I don't know whose fault that was.
Really got away with it. I mean, I was watching it slightly. It all stemmed from clubs making a bit of an error, getting a little bit deep, and that's a bit of a shame. He's falling backwards. I think that now says to me, you have to hit. might get you back into the podium for fight.
Yes, this gap is definitely closed down between the top two now. They're pretty much right next to each other now.
They are, that gap is significantly less than what it was a few laps ago.
Unfortunately for F1X Jelly, it would be in DRS range if the track was dry, which unfortunately for him it's not. They've got curves in the slipstream.
He's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, that's for sure.
See how Crazy Fish uses his curves through Eau Rouge. Using half of his curves to get around Eau Rouge, as we've got F1X Jelly who has he used all of his curves?
He has.
Yes, he has.
Yep. He's closing ever so slightly, but can't quite do it.
We've had some people in the pits. It looks like.
Clubs,
Brave
maybe one of them.
which means Clubs and ACPX Beast must have gone in the pits.
Good moves from them. Don't think you can get to the
Clubs
end.
has come out on the intermediate tyres.
No, why are you throwing away all race clubs?
See how he gets on through
Surely
this corner.
cannot be inters. No, it's not.
Oh, he's struggling a lot.
It was a pit stop.
Going to lose places.
It was
Jay
a
Pearce.
pit stop, but he's picked the wrong tyres. Having said that, there is significantly less rain than what there is, but I fell foul of getting the wrong tyre pull when I was on the wet. Not by as
He's
wrong
lost
much
it.
as
He's
he
lost
has,
Jay
though,
Pearce.
and
Jay Pearce is just driven around him.
Clark knows how to throw away a good race result. I'm sorry. Oh, it's so frustrating.
And F1 Jelly has taken the lead.
Oh.
He has taken the lead. And they've got a
I feel
decent
for
gap
him.
now. The Crazy Fish is just going to be...
He's just got to keep going, Clubs. He can't even do that. He's gone off the track into campus. And Clubs, wow. Silly,
Was that an on-track
silly
retirement?
driving it was.
Now that means...
Something's got to be written down, Clubs. Ah, he's going to be so frustrated with it. Oh, you're kit sure.
That is just coming to the pits. One of the leading runners.
Clubs.
Just confirms my point. It was a waste of time coming back this week, wasn't it, with fucking idiot drivers like that?
Well, we'll have to have a look. I mean, I did catch it, so it just looks like it's got a little bit deep, but wrong call on the tyre strategy anyway.
I just went in then just to take a gamble because I've been taken out.
We're still in the race, though. Could have got an undercut on the wets and got in the podium.
Don't care, mate. It's not the point. It's not the point, is it? I don't race to be taken out every week. I'm fed up of it. There was no way he was making that move. There was someone on the outside of me. You know what I mean? I've got nowhere to go. He's just come flying straight through. There was no way he was stopping for that corner without hitting me. So
I'm not going to say anything until I've seen it again.
yeah, fair enough, mate. Yeah.
Sad to see.
Yeah, I think that'll be me, mate. You might as well find another driver for the seat because I can't be asked of it week in, week out.
Yeah, it was looking all
Getting
good.
taken out.
It was looking all good.
Oh yeah, it was looking nice, mate. Yeah.
We're not quite in the lead. I thought you were going to get the lead
No,
when Crazy
I lost
Fish
the-
buggered it up, but I was all rooting for you. I was hoping not to jinx
No, it's
it.
looking good for a podium, but there we go. Yeah, nice one, mate. Cheers, buddy.
As we have a pit stop, and this will be an interesting one. What will F1X Jelly do? His pace on the wet has been very impressive. he goes on to a new set of wets, so he's got to close about 20 seconds to Crazy Fish in 6 laps. Can Crazy Fish hold on? P2 is the best result, or the worst result, sorry, that Jelly's going to get today. So it comes straight down to whether Crazy Fish pits, and if not, can he close? I mean, surely you didn't see the instant between the front, did you?
What was that, the 3-way instant between Clubs, ATP XPs? I caught the back end of it, and I saw the beginning of it on the stream, and it looked to me as if the Williams had outbraked itself, hit the Ferrari, and then maybe the Mercedes ran wide, and obviously didn't see the Williams there, and there was contact.
Yeah, because I remember you saying cycle glitch,
I'd put that down to a racing incident, in my opinion, but obviously that's for the stewards to decide.
Something that will definitely be looked at again. I mean, can't really comment on it without seeing it again.
Right, I'm keep an eye on the lap times between the 2 front runners and see what they are. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Crazy Fish has got a 10-second penalty.
What could this be for? As he is really struggling. The gap between Jelly and Crazy Fish is almost nothing. What has Crazy Fish done in these? That's not a big gap. Well, he could easily go down, what, P4? P5? P4 probably by the end of this stuff. What's going on there? You would think.
He's going to come to the pits to react.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
So.
Definitely lost the lead this time round. He's not going to get as lucky as last time, I wouldn't have thought.
No, he hasn't had the pace on the wet, has he really? He's got the strategy
He'll lose out to
wrong.
his teammate. I think he'll lose out to the Mercedes of AC Beast. I don't think he will. It all depends on what this 10-second penalty was for.
Yeah, he'll be looking to get that taken off. Quite be silly to see him run a little more back.
See if anyone else knows what it was about. Right, well, 5 laps to go. Looking like if this penalty is taken off, it looks like Crazy Fish could challenge his teammate here in the last few laps. Not with turns like that, he won't.
So he's in P3 with a 10-second penalty. Could effectively go down 26, 56. He's gone downhill for him though. Crazy Fish does look like he's closing in on his teammate. There's not a massive gap between those guys, but F1X Jelly doing a really good job today. Come back into racing and he's winning.
This race isn't over yet. Last lap, Barrel Gravedigger 8/10 quicker than F1X Jelly in first place.
Gravedigger all of a sudden got his act together. Gap's not massive, but definitely closed down.
Oh, lag! 5-second lag for F1X Jelly. The last time he'd want that.
Yep, definitely. He's still in he's still in the lead, sorry. But that gap has definitely closed.
Shame we only ended up with 6 finishers, but
It is a bit frustrating to score those anyway. I don't think it's many of the drivers' faults. They've had certain things that have gone on, and it's just a matter of it's just added up today. Most weeks the division is pretty good, so it just happens.
I have to say, the top 4, considering after 40 laps, the top 4, the gap between them is not much whatsoever.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I wish I bet on the World Cup knockouts. I've got every single one of them right so far.
Let's have a quick look at the whole football scores, and it's 0-0 as we're approaching half time.
It's still 0-0. If I would have bet on all of the results, all the last 16,
Well, you wouldn't have got
quarterfinals,
7-1
semis.
right, would you?
Well, I don't need to get the score, just the result in general. God. I'm not a magician, I'm not a psychic.
You're not like that Octopus marked the World Cup last time.
I've got all the winners I've got correct so far. So if Netherlands win this and then win the World Cup overall, and if Argentina win the playoffs, then I've got all of them right. Considering I don't know much about football, that's pretty impressive.
Jelly's actually pulled a little bit of a gap over the last, well, it looks like he's pulled a bit of a gap over the last few laps.
Let's have a look at the lap times. 1:56.3 for F1X Jelly. 1:56.9. Brave digger. Should be a fantastic result for F1X Jelly if he wins this, starting 8th on the grid.
And long layoff as well. This might get him back into wanting to race in the league on a more permanent basis again. Which I think, he's a decent enough driver at this level to do well. Something we'll see from him next week, hopefully at the final European race of the season at Monza, one of the best tracks, I think, on the calendar. Not next week, the week after.
Sorry, sorry, I don't agree with that. Can you say that again, please?
What bit do you want repeating, sorry? Where we're racing?
The bit about it being not next week, the week after, sort of change that a bit.
I don't know how to change it to make it the correct version. I mean, we all know what the correct...
What about the most sensible one?
Oh, okay, that's easy. We'll be racing the week after next.
Nah, that's just the same as the ridiculous one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but sensible.
That's not sensible. Sensible to have the break the week after.
Sure, don't argue with me.
I will argue with you. You know, I always argue with you. Sorry, what was
Look,
that?
we've got 2 laps left this race, and all you care about is yourself, as usual. Exactly.
Because you know you're losing.
No, I'm not
You're
losing,
just trying to make me feel
Sean.
guilty.
I'm not losing, alright?
You are just trying to make me feel
The
guilty.
fans who are watching this agree with me. They agree with the voice of reason.
Please comment on whether you agree with having a week break or starting the F1 division race. Just the F1 division race an hour earlier.
Just the F1.
Please comment. Please. I beg all of you to comment with your opinions. If you get the majority, fair
I'll
enough,
give
but I'm
you
convinced that people would see
milk
the
and
reasoning.
cookies. They would receive milk and cookies from me. Receive
I'm not bribing because I know I want them to make an
I'm
independent-
Bernie, I have to bribe to keep up the image. No.
You've got your white van outside. free candy written on the back.
Right, 2 laps to go. Don't divulge any more into that because
There you go, Jordan Kelly. Everyone should start an hour early
yeah,
this
but
week.
me and Jordan are
Break
like
his BS.
me and Jordan are like public enemies. We don't say anything nice to each other.
NMR Mr. Indigo, if you are watching, please, as an F1 driver, please give us your opinion
NMR
on whether you
Mr.
think there should be a
Indigo,
week break.
You value the league more than Sean Bean, so yeah, I mean, just do what you think's right. Because you don't vote with me, then don't know. We can see
So not much of a loss then. But anyway,
Ah!
back to the race.
And I think the positions are
Primary
pretty
River
much
down.
all set now, which is a big shame.
Well, not the last two. The two
The
Red
last
Bulls
two, I
are
suppose.
still.
Yeah, a lap to go, and Luke Dawson to get 10 points on debut with the amount of people in here is okay. It'd be interesting to see if we actually had a decently full lobby where he'd come, but he's got the pace for the division, you can see that. Jay Pierce being a
Still
little bit
getting lag
disappointing today, though.
from F1X Jelly up front.
I don't know about it too much.
Not going to comment. On the last lap, not gonna
Indigo
comment.
does not mind. He's just sent me an Xbox message saying that he might prefer it to be as it is the week after this week, because he wants to watch the World Cup.
Has he really?
He has. I'll show you the Xbox message. I'm sure after the race, because I mean, I don't want to show it in the stream just because we're going to miss this battle between these Red Bulls, but I got it on my smart glass.
No. I think he's trying to hide something.
What am I trying to hide, Sean? There's Jay Pierce getting really quite close.
There you go. Clear as day on the stream. I'm up for a 7 PM start. NMR Mr. You can go. Thank you very much for being a voice of reason.
And I'm Mr. Indigo, right, we have a chat after this race. I mean, Sean has obviously bribed you with something, or...
I have not bribed anything. I have
Look,
just
we were gonna
asked for
have-
everyone's honest opinion.
Look. Right, we were going to have a week off anyway, the week
Yeah,
after
but what was it planned
next.
for?
The only reason...
Well, then we'll do it then.
The only reason...
We'll do it when it was scheduled.
but
because
no,
people
no.
want to start the
Let's
race
just
at
talk
Monza
about
this
this
week.
rationally, Sean. There was a chat pre-season about this calendar and the fact that it was on the World Cup final. I said, oh, we might change it, and it turned out that we did change it. It's just that
No, it
the
hasn't been
picture
confirmed
calendar
yet
does
because
not
we've got a
reflect
protest.
this. I mean, Sean, I don't know what you're doing, bribing them with blackjacks and
I'm
fruit
not
salads
bribing
or
with
something.
anything.
But I mean,
I am definitely not bribing. I am just being a voice of reason.
no,
I think it's
you're not.
ridiculous because
Sean.
of this. I think we should keep it as it's scheduled
Sean, right,
because
we
that just
all
seems to be the
deserve
way.
a break sometimes, right?
Yeah, we'll just keep the break as scheduled. Anyway, we've got
Sean,
F1X Jelly sometime to win the race.
As you've probably seen from a recent forum post of mine, I'm looking to, you haven't, you don't care, but I'm looking to get a new owner of XRL in, and seeing that there's a week break now, it works out quite nice, because it gives me the time to try and work out who the best person to run the league in the future is, as it looks like Luke Dawson is going to hold on going around these final few corners. So yeah, Sean, I can hear what you're saying. And on that note, Crazy Fish doesn't actually hold. He goes down a position to P4 from P3. So he'll be looking to get that place back because every little helps. But there you have it, guys. And F1X Jelly winning on his return. Very, very impressive performance tonight with Gravedigger and ACP Express rounding off the top three. Can you get the guys in? Sean?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Great result from F1X Jelly. He's done really well tonight. see if we can get our top 3. No one is being very cooperative at the moment, that is for sure.
They aren't they?
Who else? Maybe you just don't have that affection. Maybe it is
Maybe I
bribery
don't.
after all.
Well,
Wow, what a result for you tonight, Jelly. Considering you haven't been on the game for so long, you look like you held your own and a bit more out there tonight.
Well, it was a difficult race start last, to be honest, getting through everyone. And I think I had a spin as well on the first lap as well. That put me down to last again. But you know, held on for the rain. Kept it out the walls and finished first.
And you had a good wet setup on it, look, because you seem to have a reasonable pace.
I didn't go out straight away. I got a setup off originals before I went out. But I didn't have a setup to spot because I haven't been on it like ages. And the setup was like fine. I was just trying to get into the game again. And
Well, you look really good tonight. Is this result possibly the springboard to get you racing on a more regular basis, or do you think it's more of a reserve role?
I don't really play the game, so I prefer reserve to be honest. But you know, I don't mind going into like a normal role.
Well, yeah, well, congratulations on the win tonight. It's a rare achievement where a reserve wins a race, but congratulations. And in second place is XRL Gravedigger. Gravedigger, well done. Didn't look like you were going to get second, but you had some good battles in that race, most notably with your teammate. You can get
It's a bad idea, really, but happens.
And how did the calls for the wet conditions go between you and your teammate? Was there much? I think it went right.
I went very quick in the wet, me. I had no answer for Jelly, that's for sure. Couldn't catch him. I was more than happy to stay dry.
And with SickV2Ozo, oh sorry, I was going to say with SickV2Ozo now not scoring tonight and you picking up 18 points, the gap's now 26 at the top. Is this your season, Gravedigger?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I've just got to keep up the consistent points.
Keep up the practice, keep up the point scoring races, and well done. We'll see you at Monza. Third place in the Mercedes is ACPX Beast. Again, well done. Good to see you on the podium and keeping your promotion challenge via the playoffs well and truly alive. How was your race there? Because I don't think a podium was really on the cards.
No, it wasn't. I think I will finish off. Great race start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And looking at the championship table now, you are currently, well, you've got the wrong league table there. P5 in the championship. Before this race on 82 points, 2 ahead of Draco. Draco hasn't scored tonight, so you've got ahead of him a little bit more. Crazy Fish as well, you got ahead of him, Lisbon Lions as well, so you've built a gap on the drivers below you in the league table. And the drivers in front of Tucker, who didn't race tonight, so you're only 4 points off him in third place, and Jay Pearce has struggled. And with SickV2Ozo not scoring as well, it's actually worked out to be a really good evening for you now. You're only 13 points off automatic promotion. Outside chance. It looks very, very close between the 5 of you.
Yeah.
And are you gonna do it? That's the main question we want to know.
Top 5 up. Every time I finish a race, I finish in top 5, so it's awesome game.
Do you know what you should do then? You should finish more races.
I moved house, so I moved house now, so I got better connection.
Happy days. I've just seen a few of the comments, but yeah, F1 Speed, congratulate you on your win, Jelly. And that will be that. Well, we'll be back next week. I'll be back in the F5000 Monza, one of the legendary tracks of the calendar, next Wednesday at 8 o'clock with Tier 6 from F1 Speed on at the same time on Channel 2. But before then, we have the F1 Action, me and Pete Markroft in the box, giving you a dual stream live on multi-Twitch, Channel 1, Channel 2 on Sunday night. No, we're not. I lie. I almost forgot. Sean Bean was in the party and we were having an argument about this earlier. We've got a week off for any of you who are watching next
Oh, we
week.
haven't.
So you will not be racing next week due to we were meant to have a week break after
Yes, we will.
the Monza race. However, because of the World Cup final, we're going to bring that week off forward. So
There we are.
has your voice broken yet, Sean? So no racing next week, but we'll be back on, I
we will.
believe, the date will be it'll be the 23rd for the F5000 race, but it'll be the 20th.
Be 16th.
The 20th of July will be our next
13th.
race. I believe there'll be Grid Autosport action tomorrow night. I'm not sure if it's being streamed, but keep on the forum and keep watching because there may well be some action live. I might be live streaming whilst racing. I'm not too sure yet. Probably knowing my pace and how much I've played that game since it's come out, I probably won't be near anyone, so it might be a bad idea if I stream in the races. It will be pretty boring, but hopefully it should be quite good. But until the 20th, on the Sunday at the F1 Division Live from Monza, we'll see you next time.